you know, you're reading musical notes when you play piano on 2 lines, 2 hands worth. How's it going, everyone? This is Dan at Colossal Vids and welcome to a brand new video. Now today's video is going to be on what I've been up to so far this year. The idea actually came to me earlier on today and I just thought, you know what, that's not a bad idea for a video. I mean, I know we're only in January, I know we've not even got to the end of January yet, but I thought, you know what, it'd be a good idea just in 1 month, or maybe just over, because I think some of these things I started just before Christmas, but that's only like an extra, week, something like that. But give or take, around about just a month's worth, what have I been doing and what have I been up to? Well, I have to say that 2017 so far has been an amazing start for me. And I know a lot of people say that, you know, they always look forward to getting rid of the previous year and looking forwards, and they always say that the next year that's coming up is going to be better anyway. But for me, in general, it really has been an amazing start. So I thought I would just basically in this video talk about things that I've done so far this year, things that I'm looking to do, things that I have done or things that I am still doing, and what they are, and actually I've got some footage of some of those things as well. So the first thing that I've done so far this year is I've learned how to snowboard. Now, this is something that, again, I never thought I would ever do, just because I used to walk past the slopes when I was out and about, whether it was at the snow zone in Milton Keynes or it was anywhere else that they had slopes, proper slopes or dry slopes. I used to watch the people going down on the skis or the snowboards, and I used to generally stand there and think, that looks so much fun, but I never had it in me to actually go and try it because I just thought, you know, I'd end up injuring myself, I'd not be very good at it. Basically just having a typical pessimistic attitude and thinking like, you know, negative of myself and like not having any kind of, I suppose, confidence in myself to just at least try it. And then basically I ended up trying it in the end. Well, I was nudged by my brother, but I'm so glad he did because it's one of the best things I've ever done. And I wish I'd done it earlier when I was considering it before and stupidly didn't. But basically at Christmas, just gone, he bought me my first lesson of snowboarding as a surprise. And we went and did it together as well. We basically got our clothing on and we went and got our boots, put them on, or learnt how to put them on, got our helmets, and then we basically started the lesson and they teach you how to put the board on to start with and get you kind of used to kind of not using your own feet to kind of move. In fact, you're now on a slippery surface that you're sliding around on. And then they take you up onto the learner slope to start with. Now, I remember going up, they're like little travelator that they've got, to go up to the top of the first learner slope. And it wasn't too steep because they've got steeper slopes up there. This is when you've done all the lessons and you're more confident you can go up higher. But to start with, obviously, we weren't. And even then, I was still like going up there. And I still remember looking down on my first lesson and thinking, there's no way. There is no way on earth this is going to happen. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to watch everyone else and I'm going to have to come back down again and say, I'm sorry, I can't do this, because it looked terrifying. But do you know what? Because the instructors were so good and they were so patient with you and so encouraging and so friendly, I just thought, oh, do you know what? I'm here now, why not? Let's just give it a go. And yeah, okay, yeah, I did fall over a fair few times, and actually once I did face plant the snow as well, I fell forwards. But do you know what? It did knock my confidence when I thought it could have done, and I just fell in love with it and just carried on. So I actually booked on another 2 lessons in one go, which was 3 hours worth, lessons 2 and 3, went up on my own and did those, absolutely loved those, learnt loads more about going down backwards, going down forwards, so on your heel edge and your toe edge, and then starting to kind of look at turns and how to link those turns together nice and smoothly, which I never thought I'd ever do. So when I got to lessons 4 and 5, that was what we were doing, linking turns nice and smoothly. And there was an extra development coaching session you can do, which is not necessarily a lesson officially, but you still get the coach there to watch you and give you feedback, and you can just polish and fine-tune some of the skills you've already learned to make sure that you're still kind of good with them, and you can just kind of brush up on things that you still feel that even after having all the lessons you still could work on a little bit. So I did that, and that was just as good. So good. And now I can actually snowboard, and I can go down the highest slope, the steepest slope that they've got there, up at the snow zone in Milton Keynes, and I can do it with confidence. I'm not scared. I can control my speed, my direction, and I can stop effectively and when I need to, so I don't feel like I'm going out of control and I can't do anything about it, and the only way to stop is to just fall over. I love it, I really do. And actually, would you believe that I have got footage? So I'm going to show you 2 videos. The first is when I very first tried it. It's on my very first lesson, so you can imagine I was falling over quite a bit, really uneasy, really, you know, sort of nervous, balance wasn't great, and yeah, hence I fell over quite a bit. And the second video that we'll cut to after that, it actually goes from the first lesson right up until after all the lessons have even been done. This is the extra coaching session even after the 5 lessons were done. You also have to learn how to use what's called a button lift or poma lift. So again, on a snowboard it's a bit more difficult from what I've been told than even on skis, because you're kind of sideways on, and your lead foot, the foot that you tend to kick a ball with or that you're most comfortable with, it's the strongest foot, you go up first, and you kind of have to stand sideways on and kind of hold onto the pole and just let it pull you up and try and wrap your legs around it so you don't come flying off it, which I kind of almost did the first time I tried it. So yeah, in fact, I think I've got some footage of me even going up the lift for a few seconds as well, which I'll see if I can slot in there as well. Enjoy, and yeah, I will see you after. Okay, so the other thing that I've been doing so far this year is I've been putting students that I teach piano to in for their grade 1 exams. Now, for those of you that aren't musicians, basically, if you learn an instrument, you can actually do what are called grades. Now, it's a bit like if you was at school doing GCSE exams or A-level exams. It's a way of really kind of disciplining yourself, really pushing yourself to really kind of increase the standard of playing on a particular instrument, you know, to a high level, really. Yeah, I've basically got 3 students that are learning their grade 1 pieces, as they got to a stage where they've learned a lot now and they feel like they're ready, and I think they're ready. Now, one of them is just about to take her exam because she's learned everything, and she has totally smashed everything. And then the other 2 are just starting to learn stuff for their exam. But as I say, the other one is ready to take it now. So she's taking it in March this year, and I've just got my fingers crossed that she passes, because I've got no... because she works so hard, there is no reason why she won't pass with flying colours. She smashed all her 3 pieces, she smashed all her scales, her what are called broken chords, her exercises, her sight reading, her musical knowledge. She's just an absolute inspiration. I am so lucky to be able to teach her, because basically she didn't have any piano lessons before me. I've only been teaching her a year now, and already she's not only at, you know, looking to do grade 1, but she's ready to take it. But the most mind-blowing thing about all of this is that she's only 11. and rah, it's crazy. And not only that, the other thing that just blows my mind is that she's learned, which you don't have to do this because you're allowed the book in the exam, she's learned all her 3 pieces off by heart. Now, I never asked her to do that, she just did it. I think she practiced so much, which just shows how dedicated and passionate she is, that she just learned it off by heart. And not only did she learn it all off by heart, so all the notes are in her head, but she also memorised where to play loud and where to play soft, because if you don't get that balance and play it in the right places, soft and loud, you can lose marks. She very kindly allowed me to film her, as did her parents, and here is therefore that footage, so you can see not just how well she's doing and how talented she is, but also the amount of training that I've given her and that's enabled her to get to the stage she's at now in just a year and at only 11 years of age. And again, look closely and you'll see, as I say, that she doesn't look at the book once. Off you go. Off you go. See what I mean? There you go. So even if you're not a musician and you're not musical minded, hopefully you can still look at that and still appreciate how impressive that is. Okay, and something else I've been up to so far this year is I've started very, very briefly. I've not done much at all. I want to get better. I've always wanted to learn how to play it. I thought because I play piano that it wouldn't be too bad. I'd have a bit of an advantage. But pretty much how wrong was I, really, because it is different. You know, with piano you're learning musical notes and it's with 2 hands as well. With this instrument you're actually learning what's called tab and you're learning to read numbers, and obviously it's only one line really, it's 1 hand's worth. So that's obviously, as you probably guessed by now, the guitar. Now I've got a gorgeous guitar which my brother very kindly gave to me because he is an amazing guitarist. He's been playing for years. A lot of it he was self-taught, although he did have lessons as well. And he was so committed and so determined to learn it and get as good as he could. And I just remember every day after school pretty much he'd be up in his room playing it, trying to get better, practicing constantly. Same that I was doing on the piano at the time, he was doing on the guitar. And he's amazing. He really, really is. He teaches me things here and there when he comes back to visit and stuff, but yeah, it's going to take me a while, unfortunately. I thought it might not take too long because I can already play a musical instrument, but it's not as easy as that. And I've never been used to kind of holding my hands in this kind of position. And, you know, in terms of using strings, I did try and learn the violin at one point as well, so I've kind of had experience learning instruments with strings, but obviously this is still completely different. I'll attempt to play a few chords, and we'll see if it comes out right or not. We'll have a go. A minor 7, so... And then we've got a C. Kind of. See already, can you see? Can you see that already? Okay, so we've now got D major. Yeah, there's a bit of buzz there. But I don't know if that's that bad. Is that okay? Then we've got G. Oh, that was awful, sorry. Ah, it's the buzz at the bottom. E minor. And finally, we're going to do A minor. Apparently that's A minor. I don't know. I think there's still a lot of buzz on all of them, to be honest. And also, it's kind of not being afraid to really kind of attack the strings, really kind of bang quite forcefully on them as well. Because you probably noticed I was missing a few strings on this when I was trying to strum the chord. So it's kind of having more kind of oomph to it, kind of making sure you do attack all the strings and stuff. I've hardly done anything with the guitar yet, other than sort of tune it and try and work out certain things. Chord diagrams, at least now I can understand how to read them, sort of thing. And yeah, numbers on the strings. Yeah, again, I'm sort of getting there with that as well. But again, getting a teacher is going to be really good as well for me to kind of really improve what I'm doing. And I'm excited actually to kind of, yeah, I guess see how good I can potentially get to just add it to the piano and stuff. So yeah, so that's another thing I've been doing. I've started looking at bits on the guitar. Now I've got a guitar, and I'm looking to get a teacher ASAP, and hopefully go from there and see what happens in the future. And finally, the last thing that I've been up to so far this year, which has also involved me getting hold of a few things, which has actually therefore enhanced my gaming setup, enhanced my experience of gaming, and just made it so much more powerful, so much more just insane in a good way, and just kind of really just, for me, put gaming onto another level. And that's getting hold of a brand new gaming laptop. Now, a lot of you probably know that I've had a MacBook for a long time, and I do most of my editing on my MacBook as well, mainly because the software that I use, ScreenFlow, is Mac only, which is a shame, because now that I do a fair bit of recording on my PC and I game a lot on the PC because it's a bit more, I say powerful, but a lot of the games like on Steam are just for Windows. You can't even get them to work on Mac, and Windows are kind of more sort of geared towards gaming anyway. So it's a little bit awkward when I do a video and I kind of sometimes have to kind of get the video then back onto my Mac as a file to then edit it in the Mac, because ScreenFlow only works in a Mac. But I'll probably get hold of some other software that I can use on the Windows laptop at some point, even though ScreenFlow, in my opinion, is just the best. It's so easy to use and just so good. As I say, I've now bought a brand new Windows gaming laptop. It's an Eraser gaming laptop. It's a Medion. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. When you turn it on, it comes up with that MEDION. And this bad boy looks like this. I am so pleased that it was the last one that was in stock as well. For me, it was hard to find a laptop that was within my budget but still had the specs that I was after, because normally the specs that I was looking for would bring you into the thousands, well, over $1,000 at least, easy. So to get it still in the hundreds with the kind of specs that I was looking for was really difficult, but I managed it. I was basically just looking for a laptop that was an i7 core, that had an NVIDIA graphics card, and basically just had a good amount of memory on it, if I'm honest. So something like 8 gigabytes isn't too bad. The great thing about this laptop is that you can actually stick more RAM inside it to increase your memory. So there's actually an ability with a slot inside here, you can actually put extra memory inside. So yeah, there we go. I've got a brand new gaming laptop which I absolutely love, and it is just out of this world. So I've got that. Now, as I say, with regards to using my Xbox One controller, obviously, because I use Steam now a lot on there, to get that to work, I basically bought an official Xbox cable. So one end goes into the top of the controller, and the other end is USB, so it goes into the side of the laptop, and it just picks it up pretty much straight away, to be honest. Most games on Steam will allow this to work straight away. There are a few that don't, and there's also some games that are partial gamepad and partially not. But I always find that some of the ones that say partial as opposed to full compatibility still allow this to work fine anyway. It might just be there's a few menus here and there where you have to use a mouse or you have to click on stuff using the touchpad or the keyboard, and then everything else is again fine with the joypad. Like for example, there's a game I've just downloaded, funny enough, called Steep, which is a snowboarding and skiing and is it base jumping and parachuting and kind of paragliding kind of game. So you're in the mountains going down slopes, and it's just visually it is absolutely stunning. Performance wise it's fantastic because this laptop's powerful and it's got the specs that I wanted, and the graphics card makes it look gorgeous. And that's partial gamepad compatibility, but I have no problems using it for the whole game. So sometimes if it says partial, you probably find it's just a few menus here and there. But Steep is a fantastic game, and I'm loving that. And I'm currently looking at doing the challenges on there, and just visually when you look around, you just think, oh my god, this is insane. So Steep is a great game if you've not looked at that, and if you're into sports games and snow sports games and stuff. But I've got a lot of games on my Steam anyway. Play like sort of Borderlands 2, which I'm kind of getting into a bit more. Love Watch Dogs 1 and 2, they're great games. Yeah, I've got loads of stuff on there. Titanfall 2, quite a few that I've downloaded recently as well, to be honest. But yeah, quite a few games on there in general, and yeah, they're just so much fun to play. Even some of the retro games like Pac-Man and Sonic and some of those kind of things as well, just for nostalgia reasons, are quite fun as well. But yeah, great to have those too. And then also I've acquired a capture card from a good friend of mine. I didn't want any money for it. It's a Roxio Game Capture HD Pro. It's not one of the best capture devices that are out there. There are better ones that are out there, but it's not bad. There's a tiny bit of lag as well, because I'm using this with a piece of software called the Open Broadcaster software. It's not too bad there. There's a little bit of kind of tweaking that needs to be done, and trying to get your voice and your lips to move in time with what you're saying, and the audio to match up with the visual stuff. But otherwise it's not too bad, and I've already done a few videos already using it with some Xbox 360, some Xbox One and some Wii U games. And I'm still going through the footage at the moment, so there might be a bit of lag on those that I might need to try and either fix or just, I suppose, just suffer and have to just deal with. Hope you guys don't mind that while I'm still kind of improving how to use it. But as I say, there's a lot involved in terms of all the ports on it, so I'm still sort of working out how a lot of it kind of connects up. But it's great to have a capture card, because again it opens more doors when it comes to gameplays and yeah, video game capture opportunities. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've got up to, what I've obtained so far this year in just such a small space of time. Things that I'm looking to do, things that I have done, things that I am doing, and things that I've obtained along the way. Like I say, you know, the brand new amazing the brand new Windows gaming laptop. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you found this informative and interesting, and share with me if you would like some video responses, or yeah, let me know the kind of things in the comments below if you prefer, what you've been up to so far this year. I know we've only sort of just about getting through January, we've only just sort of had a month of this year so far, but have you crammed it with a lot of things, or have you kind of just been doing just general stuff, just working and stuff, and not much that interesting? Let me know. It'd be great to hear the kind of things you guys have been doing, sort of New Year's resolutions, and if you've been doing lots of exciting things. So yeah, let me know, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Thank you very much, and have a good one.